Okay, so what we're going to show you now is how to mobilise through the hip, and especially through the piriformis itself. Now, I will sort of mention a word of caution on this. It can be extremely painful if the condition is really severe at the time, so just be very, very careful and take your time. TLC is best here. You don't want to force things, or you'll just do more harm than good. At the same time though, it sort of is a bit of a necessary pain if it's not excruciatingly bad, because it will help you to relieve the trigger point of the piriformis by the massaging effect that we're going to use is actually trying to stop it from working so hard. Always remember, stretching and massage and tissue release weakens muscles. In the case of the piriformis, we need to weaken it to stop it working so hard. And once we can do that, then the weak ones, we've got to actually encourage them to work, which is sort of the whole theory behind this program as such. So what Nathan's going to do is he's going to cross his right leg over his left leg. Now it's important that he crosses his leg over like this. Once he brings his leg into this position, the big glute muscles, they get out of the way, and it allows us to get and touch that piriformis. And but they have to be crossed over for them to get out of the way. Otherwise we can't get to him. He's sort of hidden by a shield. All right, so once he does that, and then he sits on the leg that's crossed over is the one he sits on. And then very slowly just rolls back and forth, looking for where the trigger point might be hiding. If he finds it, he just leaves the roller sitting right on it. All right, and he just leaves it there until it sort of starts to subside. If it's like an 8 or a 9 out of 10, it should sort of go down to like a 4 or 5 out of 10, or even less sometimes. So that'd be how we do the first part of that. The second part of this is where, if we want to get right into it a little bit more closely, we can use a little trigger point tool. This is called a Pocket Physio. Get this from a place called Locker Room. Just look them up on the internet. Only about $6 or $7 or something. So basically we're going to stick this under Nathan's butt, and he's just going to place it there himself. And he's just going to sit back, and then he tries to find where that trigger point is, and it's just not a little bit more, it's a lot more concentrated than the roller, just because the surface area is meant to look like an elbow. All right, so a bit like how an osteopath or physio might sort of get in there with their elbow, or massage therapist for that point. And this is how you do it to yourself. So you can basically do it all the time. The repetitiveness of it is what helps it to release. And then gives you exercises that you're going to follow up with in a minute, a better chance of working. All right, so I hope that it helps to explain that part, and then we're going to go into a couple of other things in a second where we show you how to follow it up with other loosening strategies.